Greetings and salutations, film fans. Welcome to AMC Movie Talk for movie fans. This is a very special edition. It is, of course, in Canadian vernacular, it is Boxing Day. It is the day after Christmas, December 26th. My name is John Campea. I'm the senior editor for AMC Movie News. Thanks so much for joining us. Joining me to my immediate right, she's the associate editor of AMC Movie News, Miss Amirose Eisenbach.
Hey guys, happy holidays.
And joining us, a regular here in AMC Movie Talk, director of the very popular animated show Metalocalypse, as well as the Grimm Fairy Tales and the upcoming feature film, The ABCs of Death, Mr. John Schnepp. John, how you doing?
What's up? Happy holidays!
And listen, guys, we're coming up to the end of the year, and so we've got a bunch of top 5 lists and a top 10 list to get through. On Friday's show, we are actually going to do the countdown of the top 10 movies of the year. But starting today, we decided we were going to start with our top 5 comedies of 2012. Now, before we go any further, I just want to mention to you guys, hey, take a second and click the subscribe button to become one of our subscribers on for AMC Movie News. It'll keep you up to date on everything going on in the world of movie news, our editorials, and of course our daily AMC Movie Talk show. So click the subscribe button. It's absolutely free, and subscribe to us on YouTube. Now, before we go any further with our top 5 lists, our top 5 list is like any top 5 list. Film is subjective. If your top 5 list does not look like our top 5 list, that does not mean you are a moron. It doesn't at all. It doesn't mean you have bad movie taste. It just means that these are our top 5, and we'd love it for you to look at our top 5s, see how it meshes with yours, and then jump in the comments section at the end of this video and let us know what your top 5 looks like. Let us know why you completely agree with everything that I say, or why you disagree with everything Amirose says. Both are completely valid. Just jump into the comment section, let us know your thoughts. We'd love to hear them. With that being said, I'm going to say this before we get to Amy's top 5. I got to admit, while I love this year in film, I love the 2012 year in film as I look down my top 10 list and even my top 20 list, but I got to say I'm not thrilled with the top comedies of the year. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the comedies on my list, but overall, this wasn't a great year for comedy.
Pick.
But there are a few gems. So, Amirose, let's start with you. Your top 5 comedies of the year, starting at number 5.
Okay, number 5, I would put 7 Psychopaths.
So you would qualify that as a comedy?
I would, because it was witty and clever and funny and just, it was oddball. And like writer-director Kevin McDonough, he's just really great. He's so unique, and his approach very Tarantino-esque, where it's just it's oddball, and that's the comedy that I really like, that I get. But like you kind of announced, it wasn't a very strong year for comedies. I mean, Dancing in That Last Spot was Django. There were a lot of films that were really close to me, Project X, but I didn't enjoy it overall as that one.
Right.
It kind of dances along the line.
Actually, you know what? If I had considered, and John, I'm wondering what you think about this too, but if I had considered 7 Psychopaths a comedy, which it's a very flexible definition.
Yeah.
It's very flexible. So no problem with you putting it on there. The only reason you're not going to see it in my top 5 list is just because, for me personally, I didn't put it in the category of comedy. But John, your thoughts on 7 Psychopaths?
It's actually in my top 5 as well. I had it as,
all right, well, don't tell us where. Don't tell us where. Okay, Amirose, let's go. Number 4.
Okay, number 4, Wes Anderson, one of my personal faves, Moonrise Kingdom. I thought it was absolutely charming, really just one of his best to date. Seeing Edward Norton in that role again was just great, and I just thought it was just a feel-good, really charming comedy.
All right, number 3.
Number 3, 21 Jump Street. Really big surprise for me. I thought it was going to be enjoyable, but that is the film that convinced me Channing Tatum is really a force to be reckoned with. Their chemistry, Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum, and that was hilarious. And I think Channing Tatum stole the show. I was laughing the entire film.
Number 2.
Number 2, Pitch Perfect. I thought it was absolutely refreshing, and excuse me, it was just so clever. Rebel Wilson is just... Every scene that Fat Amy is in just made me laugh. Anna Kendrick's a doll. The whole ensemble worked really well together. Elizabeth Banks' little role in that was fantastic. I just thought that whole movie was a masterpiece.
And your number 1 comedy of the year?
Ted, no question, hands down. Seth MacFarlane, can't wait to see what else he's going to throw up on the big screen. He was just, everything about it just really stole I don't know, my expectations. It was hilarious. It was charming. Ted, to make you care that much about an inanimate character is brilliant. And, Mila Kunis and Mark Wahlberg, I just thought it was hilarious.
So run us down again. You're 5 to number 1.
Yep. Number 5, Seven Psychopaths. Number 4, Moonrise Kingdom. Number 3, 21 Jump Street. Number 2, Pitch Perfect. And the big winner, number 1, Ted.
All right. John Schnepp.
Let's do it, John.
Only one of us is a real film director here, and a guy who's got an amazing sense of humor. Let's look at your list. What do you got at number 5?
I have Sound of Noise, which is this weird Swedish film. You can see it on Netflix right now. It's about a tone-deaf detective trying to stop 6 terrorist drummers who are like doing these insane,
that sounds amazing.
I don't even want to explain any of it and ruin any of it. I'm just saying, watch it immediately. I'm not saying it's a great. It's not a super narrative film it made me laugh out loud, and it's bizarre and weird. So that's why I put it in as a comedy. So
nice. Number 4.
Sound of Noise. Frankenweenie. Tim Burton's Frankenweenie. I really loved it. It made me laugh a lot. I don't know if it falls into the category of comedy, but I when I was thinking back about all the comedies I've seen, that's one that hit me like, oh yeah, that is kind of like a comedy, and it's a feel-good comedy. So if you want to feel really good and watch it with your girlfriend or a bunch of, watch it with your girlfriend. That's pretty much it. It's not a guy movie, so it's like, yeah, I highly recommend it though. It's really good.
Number 3.
Number 3, Seven Psychopaths. I laughed my ass off. I thought it was incredible. It was really funny. It's the same director, writer from In Bruges, and that film
loved
is
In Bruges.
high on my list. One of the greatest films. Put your top 500 in. That's in there. I don't know if Seven Psychopaths is in my top 500 films, but I haven't even made that list yet. It's floating in my brain somehow. But Seven Psychopaths, number 3. Number 2 is Goon with Sean William Scott.
Right.
I hate hockey, but I love this movie.
I didn't see it.
I couldn't stop laughing at certain sequences. He really, Sean William Scott just blew me away as his ability to play an idiot convincingly. Convincingly, and he really did a really good job as an actor. He plays a different character than his Stifler stuff. Totally different character. It's a really good film, and Liev Schreiber does a great kind of cameo thing in it too. So that's my number 2 comedy, and my number 1 comedy is 21 Jump Street. I never thought I would like a big Hollywood buddy comedy film, and this movie totally flipped me around and changed my mind. Also about Channing Tatum, I think he's a great comedian. Jonah Hill, great. Little cameos, spoilers. Close your ears. Johnny Depp's in it. Oh, Jump Street. Johnny Depp's in it. So anyway, I laughed like I said, I love that film, and I've seen it multiple times now. It's a great comedy. So those are my top 5: Sound of Noise, Frankenweenie, Seven Psychopaths, Goon, and 21 Jump Street.
All right, and now we'll come to mine. My top, once again, I think my top 3 I absolutely loved. My 4 and 5 I really liked. There was not a lot of competition. I wasn't going to put the Three Stooges on this list. But all right, so here we go. And oddly enough, no, That's My Boy. Shocking.
Oh, no.
Shocking that That's My Boy isn't going to be on there. My number 5 is also, it's going to be Goon. Once again, I don't think I've seen Sean William Scott better. I thought Liev Schreiber in that was really good. And I do love hockey. Now, I got to admit, I wasn't as completely floored with the film as I was expecting to be, because a lot of peers that I really, really like just raved about this film. And I do love hockey. Being a Canadian, I'm genetically predisposed to doing that. But it's a very funny, charming, and actually some really nice moments in the film, too. So my number 5 would be Goon. Number 4, I'm late coming to the party, but Pitch Perfect. Look, I thought the trailers for Pitch Perfect were horrible. Because, the first time I saw it, it's like, first of all, they weren't selling the stars of the film very well.
Not at all.
And then the first trailer was like, oh, look, 7 fat jokes. Yeah. I felt like in the first trailer it was nothing but, oh, look, Rebel Wilson's fat joke. Yeah. Like 7 of them. I thought, is that really what this movie's going to be?
The marketing was not smart.
But it's funny. It's sharp. And, you mentioned Elizabeth Banks, and I forget the name of the other commentator in the movie. But it reminded me a lot of the commentators in Dodgeball.
Okay.
Like their banter reminded me a lot of the banter of the color commentators in Dodgeball. The music, the singing is wonderful. It's great. I really ended up enjoying Pitch Perfect a lot more than I thought it would. Very pleasant surprise. Number 3 for me, I wouldn't have put it in the list normally, but because there weren't a lot of big films, I would have just kept this movie in the animated film category normally. But Wreck-It Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph was, let's set aside how charming it is and how emotionally satisfying it is and how nostalgic it is. It's just a funny film. The humor sharp. Sarah Silverman, who I had my doubts about doing animated voices going into this.
She did well. Yeah.
Completely nailed it. I loved it. Number 2, 21 Jump Street. Another one of those things where I didn't think the first trailer looked good.
Yeah.
I was a complete disbeliever in Channing Tatum. I've never bought him as an actor, ever. I thought that one little small, I won't say it's cameo, it was bigger than a cameo, that small part he played in that buddy film with Kevin James.
The Dilemma.
The Dilemma. I thought his small role in The Dilemma was like, hey, maybe he's found his niche with comedy.
He's good at
And then
comedy.
21 Jump Street comes out, floored me.
Killed
I
me.
watched that film 4 times in theaters. I've watched it multiple times at home since it came out. It's a triumph. It's a
so
triumph
good.
as a comedy.
When he's doing all the formulas in the science
Oh
room.
my
Killed
gosh.
me.
FU science or FU math, whatever. It's just so good.
So good.
And my number 1 comedy of the year is Ted. To me, it's like number 1 Ted, and then way down here is 2, 3, 4, 5. I thought, and again, I thought this would be terrible.
Yeah.
I did not believe in this film until the first trailer came out. And for me, like, now granted, I'm somebody who likes Family Guy. And so seeing a lot of the Family Guy isms in it was really nice to me, although I thought it was going to annoy me. I thought, I like Family Guy, but I just don't want to see a movie version of a Family Guy episode, but it's not Family Guy, blah, blah. But to me, it worked. It had me in stitches the whole time I watched it. Mark Wahlberg, I think really is a talent in comedy.
He does.
Mila Kunis I think she's always great on screen. And, Seth MacFarlane, I mean, he's a comedic genius. He was great on Saturday Night Live. He's going to be a great Oscar host, I hope. Fingers
I
crossed.
think it will be.
But yeah, I'm really surprised actually, John, that you left, that
Yeah,
Ted
I am
didn't fit into your
too.
wheelhouse. I really thought you would have, not that it's for everybody, but I really thought you would have liked this.
Yeah.
Seriously, I have to be honest. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, there it is.
I have.
That's better than
Well,
not
I'll
having it
watch
in your
another
list, in my
film.
opinion.
It's on my list for 2013.
But no, I'm glad to know that because
Yeah.
I'm shocked, not just because I think everybody should like Ted, but I
It's
thought
so good.
this is a movie Schnepp would really like. Why
It's
isn't it on his
quirky and
list?
odd and fabulous. And
For the right to change my top 5 at some point.
Mark Wahlberg had me at I Heart Huckabees with comedy.
Right.
Like ever since then, I knew he's so funny. His
To me-
delivery and timing is perfect.
To me, it was Date Night with
Yeah,
Mark
he
Wahlberg.
was good
Once
in Date
again,
Night.
small role, kind of like Channing Tatum in The Dilemma. Small role, but he played that deadpan,
Yeah.
standing there shirtless so well. And he didn't get me with I Heart Huckabees.
Ugh,
I wasn't
I
thrilled with
loved
that
it.
film, but I really like that. Hey, listen. So let me run down my top 5 again. Number 5, Goon. Number 4, Pitch Perfect. Number 3, Wreck-It Ralph. Number 2, 21 Jump Street. And my number 1 comedy of the year is Ted. Now, once again, we want you to jump in the comment section and let us know what you think of our picks. Because as Dennis is going to pull them up on screen, there's all of our picks again. You can see them right in front of you. Maybe we should put a little asterisk beside Schnepp's name. Did not see Ted.
Right.
But, I thought we'd take a minute here, too, while we've got a few more minutes, and just mention some, 2013 is coming up really quick. I wanted to mention 5 comedies coming up in 2013 that I'm really looking forward to, that I want to hear what you guys think of these. In no particular order, well, maybe this is in order. My number 5 most anticipated comedy of 2013 is going to be Hangover 3. It would have been number 1 if number 2 didn't suck
It sucked.
sweaty armpits.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because I can watch The Hangover on Blu-ray every day. I could watch that every day and laugh myself silly. But so it still gets in my top 5. I'm hoping they've learned from their mistakes.
Yeah, I hope.
Number 4 for me is This Is the End. The trailers just came out for it. You've got Seth Rogen, Jonah Hill, James Franco. You've got Danny McBride. You've got everybody. Everybody
Yeah.
from that Judd Apatow disciple group
Yeah.
seems to be
Right.
in this room, and
Same
the
crew.
trailer looks amazing. Number 3 for me is the new Steve Carell, Jim Carrey, Steve Buscemi film, Burt Wonderstone.
It looks
Yeah, that
so
looks hilarious.
funny.
I mean, like, John, like seriously, I did not think this sounded good, and then I saw the trailer, and I'm like,
know, right?
this is
It looks
genius.
amazing. Jim Carrey with
right?
long blonde
That's
hair. Are you
true.
kidding me?
Like, John, did you recognize Jim Carrey in the trailer? Because I didn't recognize him until
No,
the end.
I did not recognize him until like halfway through the trailer because that's right on top of my list of seeing. It looks hilarious.
Yeah, and Steve Buscemi like taking a break from his gangster life on Boardwalk Empire and going back to comedy, where like I first fell in love with him, just being so quirky.
Sure.
Like it's gonna be a great
How
role.
great was Buscemi in Armageddon? No one likes to
Amazing.
talk about Armageddon, but he was
That
awesome
movie
in
was
Armageddon.
questionable. He was great in the role.
All right, my number 2 most anticipated comedy of the year, and maybe it shouldn't be classified as comedy. I would classify it as comedy, is Kick-Ass 2. I mean, well documented on this show how much I love Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
My number 1 most anticipated comedy of the year. I know a lot of people disagree with me, but is Anchorman: The Legend Continues.
Not even a question. That's the one
Oh
for
my
me
god!
too.
No way! Total. I cannot wait. I just watched Anchorman last week.
Yes.
Again, and it still holds up. It's one of the funniest films ever made.
Exactly, and the fact
I
that
can't
Kristen
wait to see
Wiig is going to be Steve Carell's love interest in this one. I mean, it's going to be amazing.
Now, before we close this thing off, John, Amy Rose, are there any comedies that I've left off this list that jump up in your head, off the top of your head, that maybe I didn't have on my list?
I mean, Anchorman's the one, and Burt
Wonderstone.
Wonderstone. Those are the two that I've been really
Oh,
excited about.
Yeah, Enemy Mine triplets. I think it's Enemy Mine 2 triplets.
I don't know when
Be
Dumb
like,
and Dumber
it's-
is
that's gonna
actually
be
going to
incredible.
happen, but I'm looking forward to that as well.
Oh yeah, I don't think it'll be 2013,
Yeah, I
but
doubt
if that comes, I'll give it
Yeah.
the benefit of the doubt. Well, listen, folks, that'll do it for us on this special installment of AMC Movie Talk. Top 5 comedies of 2012. Once again, this means nothing if you don't jump into the comments section and let us know what you think. Which of our 3 lists do you agree with the most? Which movie did we all leave off our list that you think we're insane for leaving off? Which film did we all have on our list that you think we're crazy for having on there? Let us know. That's the most fun part about being a movie fan is debating our subjective opinions of films. So please participate in the conversation. We're going to be in the chat boards too, answering your messages as well and participating. We're going to read everything that you write. And listen, once again, take a minute and click on that subscribe button. Become a subscriber for our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. Once again, keeping you up to date on all the movie news, editorials, and of course our daily AMC Movie Talk show. Now, before we sign off, I want to let you know, tomorrow on our show, we are going to run down our top 5 action, sci-fi, fantasy films. So we're kind of grouping all those together. Action, sci-fi, fantasy. We're going to be running down our top 5 of the year for that tomorrow. On Friday will be the big one. We're going to run down the top 10 films of the year on Friday, so make sure you join us for that as well. I want to thank Amy Rose Eisenbach for being here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and go Lakers. Great win last night.
I want to thank Mr. John Schnepp.
All right. Happy holidays, everybody.
And I want to personally thank the LA Lakers for being so terrible this year.
They won last night.
And proving that Steve Nash is actually the MVP of that team. Magic Johnson
We're
said
in
it himself.
agreement.
Magic Johnson said it last night. The leader of the Lakers is not Kobe Bryant. It's Steve Nash. I'd listen to Magic Johnson.
Co-leaders.
My name's John Campea. Join us again tomorrow. And until next time, bye-bye.